Hey there, my friend. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt stuck in your career? Like you're running in place, but not getting anywhere? Maybe you're working hard, putting in the hours, and yet it feels like you're not moving up the ladder. If that sounds familiar, then you are in for a treat today. We're diving deep into a topic that affects all of us. How can cognitive biases can sabotage our career growth? Picture this. I remember many years ago when I was at my first big job. I was eager, excited, and had big dreams of climbing the corporate ladder. But no matter how hard I worked, I always seemed to hit the wall. My colleagues who didn't seem to work as hard were getting promotions left and right. At first, I thought it was just bad luck. But as I dug deeper, I realized that my own mind was playing tricks on me, keeping me from the growth I craved. That's when I started exploring cognitive biases and how they impact our decisions, including our careers. So, if you're new to this, what exactly are cognitive biases? They're like those little gremlins in our heads that distort our thinking, cloud our judgment, and lead us to make irrational decisions. They can keep us from seeing our own potential, recognizing opportunities, or even taking that next step in our career. And today, we're going to unpack some of these biases and give you practical tips to overcome them. Let's kick things off with one of the biggest culprits, the Dunning-Kruger effect. This bias occurs when people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. You might be thinking, that's not me. But let me tell you, it can happen to anyone. Imagine a scenario where you've been in a job for a while and you think you know everything there is to know. You might feel confident, but in reality, you could be missing critical skills that others possess. For instance, let's say you work in marketing and believe you've mastered social media. You post regularly and engage with your audience, but you overlook the analytics that could guide your strategy. If you don't recognize the need for continual learning, you might miss out on a promotion when a position opens up for someone who understands data-driven marketing. Acknowledge your strengths, but also recognize your gaps. Embrace learnings as an ongoing journey, not a destination. Now, let's pivot to another sneaky bias, confirmation bias. This is why we seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring information that contradicts them. Imagine you're eyeing a promotion at work and you believe you're the best candidate. You may only pay attention to feedback that supports that view and disregard anything that suggests you need to improve. Here's a practical tip. Actively seek constructive criticism. It might sting a little, but it's essential for growth. Ask your boss or colleagues for feedback on specific projects. This not only shows that you're open to improvement, but also helps you identify areas you might not have considered. Plus, when you incorporate feedback, you'll be better positioned for that promotion. Next up is the sunk cost fallacy. This bias leads us to stick with a decision because we've already invested time or resources into it, even if it's not serving us anymore. Think about it. Maybe you've been in a job for years, and although you're not happy, you hesitate to leave because of all the time you've put in. Let me share a story. I had a friend named Jake who had been with the same company for over a decade. He had invested so much time and effort that the thought of leaving felt like admitting defeat. But every day he came home feeling drained and unfulfilled. Eventually, he took a leap of faith and started applying elsewhere. The moment he landed a new job, he realized how much potential he had been holding back by staying in a role that didn't fulfill him. Here's the takeaway. Don't let past investments dictate your future. Assess your current situation and ask yourself if it aligns with your career goals. If it doesn't, it's time to pivot. Let's talk about the halo effect next. This bias leads us to judge someone's ability based on their positive traits. For instance, if you like your coworker personally, you might assume they're great at their job, even if they're not. This can cloud your judgment when it comes to promotions or project assignments. To combat this bias, it is essential to rely on data and performance metrics when making decisions about colleagues or even yourself. Keep track of your achievements and contributions in a tangible way. Create a portfolio or a success tracker that highlights your key accomplishments. When it's time for performance reviews or promotions, you'll have concrete evidence to back up your case. That's also very important one day when you get to a manager role. You want to promote the right people and create win-win for both that colleague and the company. Being clouded by the halo and promoted the wrong people will only put them into unfulfilling positions and harm both them and your company. Let's not forget about the availability heuristic. This is why we rely on immediate examples that come to mind when evaluating a situation. For example, if you've recently heard about a friend getting laid off in your industry, you may start to feel insecure about your own job stability. This can lead to anxiety and a reluctance to take risks in your career. To break free from this bias, try to seek out a wider range of information. Instead of relying on recent examples, look at the bigger picture. Research trends in your industry. Reach out to mentors and gather insights from different sources. This will help you make more informed decisions rather than reacting based on fear. Now, let's touch on imposter syndrome. While not a cognitive bias in the straightest sense, it often goes hand in hand with cognitive biases. It's that feeling you get when you think you're not as competent as others perceive you to be. You may feel like a fraud, waiting for someone to discover that you don't belong. I can't tell you how many times I've felt this way, but here's the secret. Many successful people feel the same way. Instead of letting it hold you back, use it as motivation. Embrace the fact that you're on a journey of growth. You've earned your place and you have valuable contributions to make. Remember, everyone has their own struggles, and it's okay to seek support when you're feeling uncertain. Let's shift gears and talk about the bandwagon effect. This bias leads us to adopt certain behaviors or beliefs simply because others are doing it. It's easy to get swept up in the latest trends, whether it's a hot new job title or a trendy skill everyone is raving about. Instead of following the crowd, focus on what resonates with you. Ask yourself what skills or roles align with your passions and career aspirations. Don't let fear or missing out drive your decisions. Be intentional about your career path and seek opportunities that genuinely excite you. So, what can we do to combat these biases and take charge of our career growth? Here are a few practical tips to consider. Self-reflection. Regularly take time to reflect on your career journey. What are your strengths? What areas need improvement? This practice will help you stay grounded and recognize your potential. Seek feedback. As we mentioned earlier, ask for constructive feedback. This shows you're willing to learn and grow, and it gives you valuable insight into your performance. Set goals. Create SMART, meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals for your career. This gives you a clear roadmap and helps you focus your efforts. Educate yourself. Stay curious. Invest time in learning new skills, attending workshops, or taking online courses. The more we know, the more confident we feel in our abilities. Surround ourselves with positivity. Build a supportive network of colleagues, mentors, and friends who uplift us. Share our goals with them, and they'll help keep us accountable. Celebrate small wins. Take time to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Recognizing your progress boosts your confidence and motivates you to keep pushing forward. So, my friend, remember that cognitive biases can be sneaky little gremlins that sabotage our career growth. But with awareness, self-reflection, and a proactive approach, we all can overcome these obstacles and pave the way for a fulfilling career. I hope you feel empowered to tackle your career journey head-on. Embrace your potential, take those bold steps, and never forget that you have the power to shape your future. You've got this. Here's another video that may help you. See you around at IntelliWorks.